What up? It's the big homie ODAHAT.TV. I got my man Norbes from URL on the line. Norbes, what's up with you, man?
Hey man, just working, just trying to be like Ian, trying to be like my man OD. You know how I do, man. Just on that grizzle, man. I'm even trying to grow out the long hair, put on the shades, man.
Yeah, some of your long hair do you justice out there. I know y'all got them cold winters.
Absolutely, man. It's cold out there, but it's actually a little rainy out now in New York, so that's kind of ass. But
Okay.
it is what it is. Man. I'm trying to get to that California weather.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that's where it's at, man. That's the beautiful weather. But let's get into this. Let's get into this Dizaster and Cassidy battle. That's what I wanted to holler at you about. So,
So what's up?
before we even talk about the battle itself, let's talk about the matchup. What did you think when you first heard that Dizaster was going to be the one battling Cassidy?
I mean, from a fan perspective, I kind of wasn't excited at all. I'm just keeping it real because I'm not like for one, and don't say that disaster. I'm not the biggest disaster fan, so I didn't really like the matchup. I thought it was kind of like, whatever, whatever. Thinking about that matchup, it was cool, but it wasn't my kind of matchup, to be honest with you. So I wasn't really excited. I was though excited to see Cassidy step in the ring and to
Hmm.
see what he actually had and what he was going to bring to the table. So it was kind of interesting. And you know, I kind of knew what disaster was going to bring to the table. Like it was kind of, I could see it from real far away. A lot of personals about ARAD, and I was just surprised he didn't bring up the Gilly beef, and it was very, very predictable, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Um, in terms of Cassidy, like I said, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. Like I really felt like he was going to be dating and stuff, so it was kind of like, I was excited to see what Cassidy had to bring to the table.
Right, right. Okay, so when you said you weren't really excited about Disaster battling, like give me some names of some people that you thought would have been a better matchup for Cassidy, like would have got you excited.
Oh well, I'm more into building up the matchup. So like the Murda Mook and Cassidy battle has been in the make for years. So it was kind of like it's kind of like the Mayweather and Pacquiao situation. It's like you waiting to see Mayweather fight Pacquiao, and then he fight somebody else. So when that battle came about, it was kind of like, all right, that's cool, but damn, I really wanted to see him against somebody that was going now, which was Mook, and somebody maybe in his realm. Having said that, Rush One made it happen, and Disaster made it happen. So I had to them. I just wasn't like excited about the matchup, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right, right. I feel you. I feel you. Okay, so once you saw the battle, you seen? Did you see both days of the footage?
Yeah, I seen both. I seen both.
Okay,
Well,
go ahead.
when I seen the first day, it was everything I expected. In a sense where I really felt like Cassidy wasn't going to be able to control a crowd of that magnitude, and it was on a larger, it was an elevated stage. It was, you know, it was a decent sized crowd, and there was some high expectations. And Disaster wasn't any better, to be honest with you. I mean, I spoke to Cass. He said there was a lot of fucking weird shit happening at that time. Um, I seen people going back and forth in the crowd, but it was kind of everything I expected in the first round. And to me, it was not a good look the first day. And when they said they were switching to a smaller venue, the second day, it kind of triggered me that his battle's going to come off better on camera because it's going to be more to what Cass is used to, and
Right.
it's going to be something he can control more. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have to perform out to a thousand feet. And I thought it was to Cass's advantage for the simple fact that, to me, I think Disaster is a great performer. I think he has a good understanding of freestyling and performing. But in terms of his pen game, I felt like they were pretty evenly matched. To be honest with you, I view Disaster as in terms of his pen game as an average or below average pen game. That's just me personally.
Right.
So when they battle in small room, I was like, okay, it's gonna be this battle might look better now. And after watching it, I was like, okay. I love the fact that Cassidy's side was on. He was very confident, and that's one thing about Cassidy you can't take away. He's very you know, he's very full of himself. To be honest with you, he's very confident, and it showed. It really showed. Like he was just like he said some lines that I would never say, or that I would nobody else could have said, and got away with them. In terms of his material, I thought it was very dated. But when I spoke to Cassidy and interviewed him, he said he felt like he didn't have to go hard. He had to kind of outperform Dizaster, which was ironic. So he said he dumbed down his pen. Am I going to believe that? I can only believe what I saw. And to me, his pen game was dumbed down. He had a couple dope lines, the Kim K line, the Hitman Holler line was dope. The show off line, I mean. He had a few good instances. I like the fact that he was confident enough to imitate Dizaster. He kind of took Dizaster's world and infused it into Cassidy. So that impressed me. In terms of his pen game, like I said, I wasn't moved. I think Dizaster actually had the better punches. He had the better bars in some instances. I just think Cassidy won every other aspect. And it seemed like, to me, Dizaster was kind of running through his bars. Or maybe he was nervous. From what I heard, I mean, like I said, I always spoke to Cass and a few people that were in there. It seemed like he was nervous about something, whether it was people on there. And then Cassidy had said something, I think, I'm not Cassidy, because I said something, I think on Angry Fan Radio, where there was people strapped in there and he felt uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you, I felt uncomfortable too. I can't take that away, to be honest with you. And when I seen Dizaster, he kind of rambled through a lot of, like the second round, he rambled through the whole thing. And I think watching Dizaster's not a great storyteller. So when his second round, when he was attacking Cassidy's character, he was trying to go through instance to instance, and he kind of ran through it. And I think that was a huge mistake on Dizaster's part. Because if he would have took his time and told that, he could have took that round. You know what I mean? Having said that, I thought it was close. To be honest, a lot of people, Cassidy killed him. I don't think Cassidy killed him. But the fact that it was close, you have to give it to Cassidy. This is not Cassidy's world. And I think Dizaster dropped the ball. To be perfectly honest, I feel like Dizaster dropped the ball. He let a lot of people in the battle community down. And Cassidy's running around saying he won. And to be honest with you, it's about 90% of the people saying he won. So I can't sit there and I can fight it for Dizaster as much as I would like to, but the people have spoken and they feel like Cassidy won the battle. But I think it was due to the fact that Dizaster ran through his rounds. I think he was very uncomfortable. Whether he was scared or not, I have no fucking clue. Like, I'm not gonna say he was scared. He might have been uncomfortable, but he definitely wasn't. He wasn't what he should have been. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he had the bigger punches, but I feel like he ran through them. I don't know why, but that's really what I got from the battle. All in all, I thought it was a good look for. I don't know who fucked through the event, whether it was Lushman or King of the Bat, but regardless, it was a good look. And maybe you might see some other people step in the ring due to Cassidy being successful against Dizaster. Another thing, if that would have happened on Smack, I really think Cassidy got smoked. To be honest with you.
Oh, okay. What about this? What do you think about this? Like, I think I heard somewhere where Dizaster was saying like they were only supposed to bring like 5 people in there, and Cassidy had like 20 or something like that. And did it seem to you like some of his like super average bars were getting gassed up a little bit? Did it seem
absolutely. Absolutely. But you gotta understand, like, a lot of us are fans, and a lot of the people that were there were fans of Cassidy. So the expectation level was they were just excited to see Cassidy battle him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine it's like if you meet Jay-Z, right? And I'm not saying Cassidy's on Jay-Z's level. Jay-Z could spit some whack shit right in front of you, and people are going to be hyped for this Jay. This is the first time he's doing it in front of you. And I think, the fact that it was the first time seeing Cassidy literally battle, nobody really seen Cassidy in the battle. Let's keep it real. He could say he's 5,001 and 0, and let's be honest, nobody's ever seen him. So I think the excitement of the fact that he actually was able to go through his rounds and perform and swag it out, I think people overblew the fact that his bars were very regular. And I definitely agree with you. I think it was a lot of overblown bars. A lot of shit. Like when he said the bumblebee and the what he said, the watching the same color as the bumblebee on the Cheerios box, that was whack. Like, right. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, like, for even to people even say that Dizaster lost to that. That's fucking down. That looks like a disaster.
Mm.
To be honest with you,
Mm.
if you lost for that, you know, that's pretty fucking bad. And it was ironically, but I definitely agree. A lot of the bars are very overblown. Um, like I said, but Cassidy did have his good moments. I don't want to take everything away, but he also did tell me personally. He said, "Well, I didn't feel like I had to really rap with him," and I was like, "Okay, I get it." He felt like he had to match Dizaster's performance, so that's what he focused on. So when he watched the second day battle, that's what he did. He outperformed Dizaster, which was ironic. I would have never called that.
Yeah, I think he did outperform him. But let me ask you this: you said that he in an interview or whatever that he told you that he dumbed it down, his material down. Cassidy said that, and when I listen to what Cassidy said in this battle, and I listen to the stuff like in his freeway battle, it seems real similar. Like he really had, like he hasn't progressed, but it almost just seems like that's his style. So basically, my question to you is, do you believe him when he says he actually dumbed it down? Do you think somebody would dumb their stuff down, or would they just increase their performance if they want to outperform them?
Well, I believe that he focused more on his performance.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. I don't believe he dumbed his bars down, but I do believe that he thought he didn't have to be so bar heavy against Dizaster. So whether he dumbed it down or he didn't, he really did feel as if he didn't really have to outbar Dizaster because it's a different crowd. If it was a smack crowd, he would have tried to be more lyrical, more witty, and stuff like that. But I mean, I do believe he focused more on performance, and I do agree with you. It was very similar to his freeway days, and I don't think it's much different, and I don't think he's gonna do much different, to be honest with you.
Right, exactly.
So no, I definitely agree with you on that. Like, I don't see him all of a sudden being able to fucking rap with a big K or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see that happening, to be honest.
Okay, here's another question I got for you. Like, it seems like hold on. It seems like a lot of the, let's call them the super battles. Like every time a super battle is set up, I don't think none of them have really lived up to the hype so far. And this goes back to, like, let's say if we say Mook versus Iron Solomon. Like that was a battle that I thought was gonna be super dope. And I think Mook did super dope. People don't give him the credit, but I think he did the best. He had the best performance of that event in my eyes.
Really?
But,
Wow.
yeah.
Overloaded Lux.
Yes, Overloaded Lux messed up, and I just don't. I don't feel his style or whatever. I like Mook's style better. But anyway,
I'll tell you that, man.
But Iron Solomon didn't live up to his part in that battle, right?
Absolutely. I think I was
And
most time.
so what do you think it is about these super battles? Like, what do you think needs to be done? Because it's kind of like they're not never living up to their expectations.
Well, let's start off by saying, why are they considered super battles? They're not the best battles in the world. To me,
right.
the super battles would be the Surfs, the Hitman Hollers, the Charlie Clips, the Howard the Dons. Those would be the super battles. But people live off a legend. And Iron Solomon had a legend. Murda Mook has a legend. And to be honest with you, like, if you really break down Mook's resume, it's not that crazy. It's that he was the first to do it. So people tend to give them a lot more credit because they did it before. Like, for instance, I heard people talking about Jin coming back. Who the fuck cares? Seriously. Who the fuck can Jin beat? I mean, he could probably beat a few guys at King of the Dot, but he's not going to win a battle on Smack. That's who.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on the fact that they did it before. And I respect these guys for what they did before, but it's not today. And that's why I feel as if a lot of these battles haven't lived up to expectation, because these guys are stuck in the past, and their egos won't allow them to say, you know what, let me do something maybe a little bit smaller. Because they're just like, I can rap with any of these guys. And that's the problem. Their egos are not going to allow it, so you're throwing them in with the guys that are already accustomed to the shit. We threw Summerman and Swan. A lot of the guys, this was the first time they were on a stage like that, and a lot of them got beat bad because they were not used to performing in front of such a large audience. Now they're doing a better job because they now have that experience. But you can't tell a Cassidy, Murda Mook, that they should maybe try doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because their egos won't allow them to do anything less because they feel like they're at the pinnacle of that rap. But in reality, Mook's biggest battle was when he battled Iron Solomon. That's the most people that he's ever seen in a battle. When he battled what's his name? Well, enough, it was cool, but that was the second time he was in front of a bigger crowd and was able to control it. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think it has to do with the fact these guys' egos won't allow them to actually get their feet wet. Like it's like a champion in boxing, right? He takes 3 years off. The champion's not gonna go off like Manny Pacquiao. He's gonna be like, yo, let me get a couple fights with my feet wet back, and then get a good fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But these guys, they just feel like, what are you talking about? I did it before. What's the difference now? The difference is you're not trained for what's now. You know what I'm saying? And their egos won't allow them, and that's the problem. I don't want to fucking see half these guys are saying they want to come back, but now that it's so profitable for them, they're just like, well, I want 50,000. I'm like, who? You never even got paid for a battle, and
right.
just because you did it before doesn't make you a legend, and that's an honest truth. To be honest with you.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. How do you think Mook did? Because I think Mook is Mook's the dopest one out right now. To be honest.
Okay.
So
I thought Mook did all right. I thought Mook did definitely better than he battled Solomon.
Yeah, against the Loaded Lux, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he for me he showed better angles. I mean, the angles he took in Solomon, I didn't really like him. The whole Trayvon angle with the Skittles and try to be tough in that situation. I didn't like it. I'll be honest. I thought it was kind of corny. But when he battled Lux, I feel as if he took heed to a lot of the criticism that I gave him. That for a fact, he'll never admit to it. But I think he definitely listened to the fans, and you could tell right in the first round when he pulls out the fucking do-rag and says, I bring it back to the old Mook. That was smart because immediately the fans went crazy because you're bringing back something they grew up and they loved. Now, having said that, that effect is gone. So your next battle, you better have something else. But he should be better by his third battle. So, maybe you'll see it soon. Maybe you're not. Maybe you won't. But, from what I'm hearing, this kid wants somebody's kidneys. So I don't know when you're going to see him battle, if he does battle.